What was the process of getting the story told on the screen?
Initially, people were not super thrilled to be speaking their piece on camera at all. In fact, they didn't really want to even speak off the record initially, even after John's really excellent reporting. A lot of them were loyal to John, and they felt as if they'd talked to him, and they also were quite afraid still, because Theranos was still at that time an active company, and it had a history of being a litigious company that actually went after people, as you guys know. But little by little, people started talking to us, and then once we got, you know, Tyler and Erica on board, that really helped with the last few remaining interviews, and John as well. But it was hard initially.
The story changed a lot too. So, you know, usually when you're making a film, you have access or a rich archive in documentaries, and on this film we had neither when we started. So as the story started to unfold in real time, people started coming out and being more comfortable with giving us access to not only sit on camera, but also material started becoming available to us, and we would not have the film that we have today without those courageous people coming forward and participating in the film.
I didn't have much of a problem participating and helping, and I think we had a pretty smooth cooperation. I also liked the theme at the heart of his movie, which is, you know, exploring the fine line between being an entrepreneur who's very optimistic and who shoots for the stars, and crossing into overhyping, exaggerating, lying, misleading, and committing massive fraud.
Initially, I probably said no.
You did.
I don't exactly remember.
A couple times.
I probably said no a couple times because I felt like I'd talked to John. A lot of the reporting had been done. Everything that I had hoped that would come out of his reporting happened, so I felt no real reason to continue doing these types of interviews. And honestly, I don't remember what changed my mind, but I'm glad that I did, because seeing the documentary, I was actually blown away at how good it was. And I feel like it really helped me understand my own experience better. I got to see so many different viewpoints and different stories woven together so well. So
for me, honestly, I wasn't planning on going on the record ever. It was really because we had gotten subpoenaed and all of our depositions went into the public record, and people were starting to report my name into different sources, and they were just inaccurate. And that made me a bit nervous, the fact that people were still taking a lot of things about what happened there, but didn't necessarily have direct contact with me or with other sources, and that the story may have not been reported well. But I think, you know, I trusted the team, and I'm very glad I did it, because honestly, just like Tyler, I really got to see the story in such a different perspective, and really helped kind of validate as well as explore new territory with this whole experience.
A big thing with the Theranos story is we're talking about healthcare and people's lives, and something that gets rolled out and tested on real people, which is not the same as rolling out an app for the iPhone and it not working. So I think that we should be questioning what role healthcare has in Silicon Valley. But I think it's appropriate in some realms and not appropriate in others.
But back to your point, I think about filmmaking in terms of, I don't know if it's fake it till you make it, but you do at a certain point. I mean, it's kind of crazy, unless you're Alex, who can actually have an idea and then get it funded, you know, as an idea, because he has this incredible track record. But most independent filmmakers, you know, you have to really, as you know, you have to take quite a leap of faith, and you have to put yourself on the line. You know, I once read an article in the New Yorker and flew to Corsicana, Texas, and then had to try to talk people into getting these interviews. And then, you know, it's kind of a chicken and egg thing. You have to kind of, you have to build something sometimes from almost nothing, and then you kind of really do have to, Elizabeth Holmesian-esque-ish, you have to have that type of belief in yourself, I think,
yeah, for sure.
or you can't do it.
It's an opportunity for people to tell their stories. It's, as Erica was saying, if your story is going to be told, I think it's a lot worse to have people speaking for you and continuing to get the story wrong. And when you have an opportunity to tell your own story in your own words, it's very empowering, and it can be terrifying, and I'm sure it is, but we want to empower people to be able to speak for themselves and make sure that they know we will honor their words and their stories.